Hey guys, I'm back and I decided to follow up my last cat review with another cat deck review, and this time it's Tarot of the Pagan Cats. I know that this is quite new to me, but I have known the deck a lot longer, so I feel comfortable to review it still. My lovely besties has got this deck and I was playing with hers before she bought me this one for my birthday. It comes in standard little 𝗨𝘬𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 box and with a standard little white book. It's not got a lot of information because obviously it's got all of the different languages in there. It does have 2 spreads as well. A brief little welcome to the readers. It's very Rider-Waite-Smith, probably more so even than the Mystical Cat. So what I would say is this should work fine with a generic book anyway. But you're getting 14 pages before it goes into whatever language is your choice. I don't keep mine in the box because my lovely friends also made and gifted me this awesome cat bag. And now I'm a bag person. Now I just want bags for most of my decks. They have started a serious craze. Hopefully most of you know standard 𝗨𝘬𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 size. I've got little hands, super easy. And the decks come with these 2 spare cards, which is very handy. Look at those bags. I generally, depending on how I'm keeping them, I either use these cards on top and the bottom of my deck to protect them, or I use them as bookmarks, and that's just an advertisement for other decks that they do. There is another kitty deck, but those ones are dressed as people's, and that's not my jam. There's the backs, as you can see, fully reversible and just gorgeous. Cardstock is nice quality cardstock. A tiny couple of them had a ding to the edge. It's not a massive problem, and you can't tell anyway because of the borders. A lot of people don't like the borders because they've got this is just the majors if you're thinking it's rather thin, because they've got all of the languages around. I do feel that the artwork was nice enough to be borderless. However, it doesn't bother me that they've got borders on at all. I wouldn't trim them off, and the borders will protect the art from getting ruined if they do chip. Just to show you on the book, sorry, before we continue, the creator and who did the artwork. One thing I've noticed is, depending on what production of the deck you get, they're both done by 𝗨𝘬𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, but for some reason on the internet, on Amazon and on, I can't remember if it's Wordly or Book Depository, there's 2 copies. All of them said to me that apparently the cardstock is exactly the same in both, but one difference I noticed is that instead of saying Magdalena, it's got on it Barbara something. I don't know what that's about because I've been unable to find out. I've split them up because I wanted to show you all of the aces together, which I know is a very Kelly from Truth in the Story thing to do, so hopefully I'm not stomping on her, but these aces, they kind of need to be seen together, so just wanted to show you before I put the deck as a whole. So we've got the kitty, who's the fool, and I'll flick through them somewhat quickly. As you can see, so we've still got the black and white that we would usually have on the High Priestess. And if you look carefully, so the Empress, we've still got the little feminine sign there. She's still got stars on her crown. We've got the pomegranates around her. And instead of being pregnant, she's got kittens, which I actually prefer. And plus we've got all the lush even growth and fertility surrounding her. The Emperor. This one's not got a throne as such, but more of a plinth. And you get that red fiery energy. The Hierophant, teaching the little kittens how to be a big daddy cat. And we've got, again, you can see in the Hierophant, it very much reflects the magician in some way, with having all of the different tools available. The Lovers. I really love this depiction of the Lovers because there is so much yin-yang symbology going on in here, not only with those cats, but the one that's watching them being both, and then the light and the dark side with a kind of plinth. Although I'm just saying plinth a lot, aren't I? Just plinth. The Chariot was an interesting take with the peacocks, which I like. I prefer this Chariot to the mystical cats. The 𝗬𝗁𝗍𝗍𝗔, they look like Dalmatian Great Dane crosses, which are super cute, but their faces are a little awkward when they're running. The Strength card, poor little, like, is that a Pomeranian? Or I'm not very good with dog breeds, but a little lionesque looking dog being owned by this cat. But you can see they've gone for the same sort of garland that she's got round her in the 𝗪𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗃, and you've got the infinity symbol. There's so many nods to the 𝗪𝗺𝗺𝗀𝗃. This one's probably, they're doing a few more people-y-esque behaviours in this one than the mystical cats. But they're not dressed as people, so I'm cool with it. And this one is the one from the back. I love it. I was so glad that they put some hairless cats in there. The Hanged Man. Death. This card, it really isn't my favourite. I was talking to someone on Instagram about this, like, because she was saying that, oh no, what is it with the rabbit ears? And I was like, I don't know, I'm quite fortunate where I've got quite like a dark, sadistic sense of humour, and it just makes me laugh. But I know for a few people it's a particularly uncomfortable card. It's a strange one, isn't it? I mean, it's almost fetish-esque that the cat thing's got a ball in its mouth as well. I feel like there could have been better depictions for this, but it doesn't bother me. It just makes me laugh. It doesn't really... I guess they're going for the old school 𝗪𝗺𝗺𝗃 depiction of the devil, which doesn't really give me the message of the devil anyway. I like much more newer takes on it, but because I know the meaning of the card, it's not a problem. It just makes me laugh. It's hard to take serious. I mean, seriously, what is going on with their ears? Maybe that's what happens if you're a kitty and you go to hell. You get crap ears. Still got the lobster. Got the little kitty face in the moon. And again, little kitty face in the sun. And no naked babies. Or just awkward naked people in general. And the reason I kept the World card out is because I thought that this was really sweet. So in the fall, he's dreaming of his journey, his outcome, where he wants to be. He doesn't know how he's going to get there, but he's got this picture in his mind. Or she. And then the world within this infinity sign, that dream, that journey has become fulfilled, and you can see it here, what he dreamt he's living. I really like that. I think that's quite sweet. Right, let's move it along. Now, the reason I wanted to show you the aces is because I much prefer these, and it's not a comparison to the mystical cats. I think that you should have both, personally. Sorry about the light, guys. But I love that they've gone for kitty cats in the aces, and they're much more illustrated. I really like illustrated aces. I don't like it when they're bland. So there they are. How cute are they? Nothing's been oh, well, technically chalices instead of cups, but essentially swords, pentacles, wands, chalices. There's no mega renames. As far as I'm aware, there's no renames in the... Nope, there's no renames in the majors either. So now we can put them together and have a look-see. as I have said before, and I will say it again, look at them all dancing, you have to like cats or cat artwork to want this deck. But other than that, the fact that it doesn't come with a book isn't an issue. It would be a great beginner's deck if and when I do another beginner's recommendation video, maybe next year, because I'm quite happy with my one at the moment. This would definitely be in there on the proviso, as I say, that you like cats. This totally works with, I'm just trying to think of books I've got. I've got The Ultimate Guide to Tarot by Liz Dean, and I've got Kitchen Table Tarot. I've forgotten her name. Kitchen Table Tarot, everyone. And I follow her on Instagram as well. Everyone must know that book by now. We do have a rename here instead of the page. They're knaves. So you've got knaves, knights, queens and kings. And all of the knights are riding something. And I'm going to keep them out because they look amazing. They're another one that look really good together. And I think it's nice to see the king and queens together as well. But yeah, any of those kind of books that are out available would work with this deck if you were a beginner. The little white book is not going to be enough if you're a beginner. This is a great one. They're really having a tear up in this. I'm assuming they're fighting over the rat. I don't know. And then this one swooped in, come along, won, and now he's running off with his treasure. Clever, clever puss. I really like this one. I know it's quite with the moon and there's not that lighter sort of either warm energy or daytime energy, but I do still get the movement of the wands. I always feel a bit sad for this cat because I feel like someone must have had to have strapped that to him. And so there we go, there's another one of our knights. And this one's riding a foxy. The fox looks happy enough though. And then the queen has still got a little black cat, which I think's adorable, the Queen of Wands. And there she is with the King of Wands. And they kind of colour coordinate the court cards in these, especially the kings and queens. So you can see these ones are the wands, they're all quite fiery, gingery colours. We move on to the pentacles, and this is the Harry Potter cat. As far as I'm concerned, that's what I'm calling it. And again, another really good one where it's got both of the characters in the 5. And, you know, they are poorly and outside in the cold, but they've got each other and they're off to find somewhere to settle in and snuggle up. And I really quite like the 𝗬𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 cardstock. It does feel like it's going to last well. It feels more glossy than it is, at least on the front. When I first got the deck, it felt a bit gritty, but it's gone over time. It's so plush. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles is on a goat. Which the Knight of Pentacles is, although the Knights really bring that action energy, the Knight of Pentacles isn't as fast paced as some of the others. So I like the choice of animal as well. And then we've got the King and Queen. And this really looks like my old cat Merlin. And we called him Merlin because he just looked just like this, just so wise. And there's something Merlin-esque about him, maybe the long white hair that looks like a beard. And last but not least, the swords. I love this one. I'm glad that they did it I know this is still an unlikely thing to happen, but I'm glad that they did it instead of getting the cat to hold the swords or anything else like that. And this one, because we know that cats do not like rain. You get the random cat who doesn't mind, but as a general rule. This one having a rest. This one peeking out. Where are we going? I love the way they've brought in the mice and the rats and things like that to these cards as well. I thought this was an interesting, this one strays a little bit, but I like the kind of on a knife's edge that goes with that kind of nightmare-esque message that this card can bring. So I do enjoy that, but I do appreciate that it's further from a traditional depiction. And then 10, and I was very glad not to see a cat or kitten impaled, for want of a better term. The essence of it, it's on its little pillow, and this little magical bit going off. And then this one, and I'll talk about it after, but this one's riding an owl. And you can see these two, so this king and queen, they've gone for very sort of steely, silvery colours with these two. And they're so cool. I'm so happy with this deck. Right. Because everyone needs, and I've got a picture of these on Instagram anyway, everyone needs to see the knights together. Because look, look at them. They're awesome, right? And I love how they bring the elements into it, not only with their colour, but also with, like, so knights has got that whole 𝗊, which is wise on an owl, and goats are very grounded and slow, and he's chomping on his grass, and the turtle coming out of the water, because, you know, the cat was not going in there by themselves, and then the fox with that very active, passionate, fiery energy and colouring. I really, really enjoy these. Again, I'm not going to lie, I'm very biased. But if there was, when I say that I'm biased about a deck, I mean in terms of how much I enjoy it. I will always be honest about the quality of the card stock, the durability, if there's a book, you know, what the box is like. I mean, the box is not going to last very long at all, but we know this of these boxes, right? They still look good on the shelf if you want to keep them in them. And if you don't, then get a 𝗵𝘁𝗿𝗄𝑐𝑠 bag. But yeah, so I wouldn't be biased about stuff like that. But in terms of the actual deck, I just love, love, love it. And I will give it a very terrible shuffle and pull 3 cards so you can see what they all look like together. If you've got any questions or anything you want to know about the deck is super available still. Amazon, Wordery, Book Depository. Lots of the tarot shops that I've been in have got this one in stock. It's pretty well stocked everywhere, so you shouldn't have problems getting a hold of this if you're a kitty lover and you don't have it. And I'm definitely enabling you. Right, that one didn't want to go in. Let's just do 3 from the top. Just so you can see what they look like. We've got Judgment, 4 of Pentacles, and Temperance. Don't they look awesome together? And if you didn't notice, just quickly before I go, they've got little kitty paws in the border, which I appreciate might be a bit cute for people, but I like cute. That's the deck, you guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I'll see you later.